De Bruyne's corner. Haaland! Goal! It's Mo Salah! It's Mo Salah! Absolutely sensational!
And we're live. Welcome back for another deadline stream. Gameweek 16. How's everyone doing today? Oh dear. The reason I'm laughing so much, I'm going to a Christmas dinner later. And we're doing a Secret Santa for it, and I've ordered something off Amazon to take to the Secret Santa. And it's not showing up, so I was like, I had to contact them, and I was like, where is it? Have you got proof of delivery? And they sent me the proof of delivery, and this is what I've got. I don't know where that is. I don't know whose post box that is, but that's the proof of delivery for my Secret Santa gift. So I just saw that right as we were going live, and I was cracking up. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. No Secret Santa. I asked my neighbour and they were like, I have no idea where that is either. Anyway, welcome all to the stream. Gameweek 16, the later deadline today. Welcome all to the stream. We've got Twitch here, we've got Finest Hurdle, 3PL Virtual Decos here, we've got SMG, Hikes, Nat1, Marvin's here, Peter, Leslie, Zuka. Welcome all to the deadline stream. Quality delivery by Amazon. Honestly, I don't know where they've posted that. God knows where they've gone wrong there, but that is, I do not recognise that post box. That's nowhere near me, wherever that is. I live in a little village as well, like, there's nowhere around here that's got that post box. Good day, Focal Local, says HRH. How we doing? Good to see you, Prince. Anish says, start 2 out of Lacroix, Rodon, Keenan, Anderson. I'd start Anderson. And then, I don't think I'd start Lacroix against City. Keane away at Chelsea's not great either. Probably have to be Rodon and Anderson, Anish. That's what I would do there. How's the volume today on the music? Is it perfect or too loud? Lewis says, best captain, Haaland, Ekitike and Thiago. Out of those 3, I would say Haaland. I still think Haaland's second or third best this week. Maybe controversial that. I mean, who are you guys captaining? I think Saka's number 1. Number 2, I think, is close between Bruno and Haaland. You could even make the case that Bruno's ahead of Haaland, but it's close. It is close. Like, Palace played on Thursday. City also played midweek against Real Madrid. My team value's 2.5 million more than yours. Honestly, price changes have gone crazy recently. What were the changes last night? I saw it very quickly, and I saw there was a lot. So I can't even fit it in the screen. There were so many. Bruno went up, Bruno G, Cash went up, Ekitike, Foden, Hikapi. Danga went up, even though this is probably his last game before AFCON. Rao went up. I guess people are taking 1 week punts on Danga, which is fair enough. Thiago went up, White went up. This could be White's last game as well. Arteta said Saliba's going to be back game week 17. Maybe this game week, but probably not. So I think White I'd avoid. A lot of price falls. Mateta went down. Gakpo. Calafiori is 5.7. So he's 0.8 million cheaper than Timber now. Oh, Van Dijk went down. I think that was my only price fall, Van Dijk. How many price rises did everyone get last night? So I'd say, yeah, Haaland, Lewis. Nair11 says, Mateta, Richards, Alderete. What's the bench order? I would say the bench order would be Mateta, Alderete, and then Richards. Wazza says, he's got 5 free transfers and a free hit. When should I free hit? It's really a team-dependent chip. I know it's a cliche, I say a lot, but it really is like a team-dependent chip. So it just depends in your team when it looks like you can basically get the most out of it and maybe you want to make the most changes. The problem is with these 5 free transfers, like, the teams are quite similar now, aren't they? Everyone's got a team they sort of want. Yeah, so it's hard to say, Waz. This week's not bad. There are some nice fixtures this week. I think 17, 18 and 19 have all got merits. No harm in saving it. Ask Georaptor to find it for you. That's a great shout. I'll send that on to Ross. I mean, those of you that have got your free hit still, when are you using it? How are we doing, Cavanash? Good to see you, mate. Welcome all to the stream, anyone that's just joining late. You did 6 transfers. Is this anyone's team? Like, you got an excellent Game Week 16 team, but you've used up like 4 or 5 transfers to get there. Abdullah says, can you help me with a free hit? We can have a crack at a free hit draft. We can have a crack at that. So what are the fixtures that we'd want to target on a free hit? What are the best fixtures this week? Arsenal home to Wolves. So you'd have to have triple Arsenal. Would I go triple City? Maybe Foden would just about make it in. You'd have Haaland still. Let's have a go at it. So Raya, I think I would keep. I guess you'd keep. You go White on a free hit. Anderson, I would keep in. Collins, is it? What's their fixture? Leeds home. I'd leave that. I think I'd go midfield 5. Who would you go here? Probably Dango. What's that? 3-5-2. Yeah, something like that on a free hit. I like that. You could swap Semenyo to Cunha. I think Cunha was pretty unlucky not to have more points last game. Something like that. Van Dijk you could downgrade to free up money, but I'd say that's the gist of it. I guess you could go for someone like Eze, but then you don't go double defence. But yeah, on a free hit, there you go. Something like that. Alright, let me go back to chat. AM says, who would you replace Reinders with? Do I get Timber? So if you... I probably wouldn't buy Timber this week in the context that he's not been seen training. I don't think this is the week to buy now. It's too risky. I bought him on Saturday night because I had exact money, and yeah, if I'd waited, I probably would have gone Hincapi. I don't think I'd buy him this week. Rhinos replacements depends how much you've got. Anderson's great for 5.3 mil. Dewsbury Hall's nice, but he's got Chelsea away, but he does look nice longer term. I'd say those two. I mean, I suppose Wilson. Is anyone going Wilson? He's in form recently for about the same price as Reinders, and he's got Burnley. If I was ranking them this week, I would say Wilson, then Anderson, and then Dewsbury Hall, and then Stack. So I've made 3 transfers. If anyone doesn't know what they are, I did Mateta to Thiago, I did Enzo to Foden, and no, I didn't. I already had Thiago. Sorry. What did I did Mateta to Gw. That was it. Enzo to Foden, and then I did Trafford to Timber, and then I'm going to make one more move in the stream, I've decided. It's addictive, isn't it, these free transfers? Everyone gets topped up to 5, and you just get, like, itchy. I think the final move I'm going to make now is Munoz to O'Reilly, and then I'll start O'Reilly and bench Mukiele, just in case Timber doesn't play. Otherwise, I've got no depth. I don't think Gw will start. So that'll be my fourth move. Munoz to O'Reilly. We might not start O'Reilly, but I think it's probably 60-40 in favour of starting. Something like that. Dimitri says, is Timber to Humcapi, Casemiro to Zoboslai worth 2 transfers? That'd be a total of 4 U's. Otherwise, I've got Minte first sub, just in case Timber's out. Yeah, I like Casemiro to Zoboslai. Timber to Humcapi, not so much. Because, I don't know, it depends when Gabriel's back. It could be in a couple of games' time, and then Hincapi's a problem again. I don't hate it. If you've got 5 transfers and those are just the 2 you're spending, I don't hate it in that context, I suppose. But if you can just do the Casemiro to Zoboslai, I'd just do that. If you need to do both to fund it, then I'd say, yeah, do both. And then you might just go back to Timber in a couple of game weeks' time. Yeah, I think that's okay. But if you can avoid the first move, I would. Baz for Hands says, Oscar, I must play 2 of Senesi, Minte and Cucurella. I would play Cucurella and I'd play Minte. Yeah, I wouldn't start Senesi away at Man United, if I can help it. I mean, it's not bad, but I don't know. He might get you DEFCON. I'd be surprised if they keep a clean sheet. Play Minte and Cucurella. HRH says, hey Oscar, I've only used 1 free transfer so far. Rhinus to Wilson. Thinking of Virgil / Rodon to Collins and Van den Berg, and Enzo to Zoboslai. I've got Timber and Anderson. My bench is Mukiele, Rodon and Gw. So Virgil, Rodon to Collins and Van den Berg. I'm not keen on that, honestly. Enzo to Zoboslai, I like that. I still think Virgil's alright to hold, honestly. He's got 3 home games in his next 4. And look, they're great home games as well. Brighton home, then he's got Spurs away. I mean, Spurs aren't scoring for fun either, are they? Wolves home, Leeds home. I mean, is he really a sell in that context? I think people are overreacting a bit on Liverpool. So I probably wouldn't do those 2 moves. I'd rather keep Virgil and Rodon and just play Mukiele over Rodon and just do Enzo to Zoboslai. And just do that. Yeah, I don't think you need to spend all those moves. I think you'll find better. I think you'll find ways to make better upgrades in the future than that right now. Tuna, thank you for the 4 months as well. Says, swap Saka for Rice to free up money. I need money. Nah, you can't sell Saka when he's like the best captain this week. No, I don't agree with that. And Rice hasn't been seen training as well. I think he does play. Morning, Kev. I think Rice probably does play, but he's not even been seen training as far as I'm aware, so I really wouldn't do that. You've got to find them somewhere else to get the money. Eden says, Sanchez, Cash, O'Reilly, Timber, Foden, Saka, Bruno, should I use any transfers? Your top 9k. So Foden, Saka, yeah, nice midfield. Watkins, Raul, Haaland. Who have Villa got? I feel like Watkins to Thiago makes sense, but I can't remember who Villa have got. We've got West Ham. Oh, it's not bad, West Ham away. How much have you got in the bank as well? Because if you can go as Stev up to like a 4.5 mil defender, then that's quite nice. But if you can't afford that, and you're going to burn a transfer if you don't spend it, then I'll do Watkins to Thiago. I think I would do that. Yeah, Watkins to Thiago is what I would do if I were you. Your team's nice. I mean, you've probably got the best rank here as well. How are we doing, Flandy? Nice team. Kvaz says, buy Bruno for the safe minutes during December or Saka for the exciting match. If I do buy Saka, then Bruno can come in for Semenyo after Burnley. So we've got Wolves home and Everton away. So it's who's got the two better fixtures? I would say, yeah, Saka does. I would say Saka first and then Semenyo to Bruno. Yeah. I think Saka's the best captain this week. The captain widget on the app has also got Saka top. And then Bruno, and then Haaland, and then Hincapi, and then Mbeumo. So yeah, I would say do the Saka move, and then after Semenyo's played Burnley, get Bruno. Yeah, that makes sense. James, how are we doing? He says, buy Rice or Timber or roll and play Enzo. Also, Minte to Wilson, is it worth it? No, I don't think I'd sell Minte for Wilson. I know this week it's better, but I think overall Minte is a better FPL asset. So I don't think I would do that move. Buy Rice or Timber. I don't think I'd buy either in the context of them not being seen training. I think there is a genuine chance that one or both play, but it's just a little bit risky now. How are we doing, CR7 games? Roll and play Enzo. I quite like Enzo to Szoboszlai, depending on your bench depth. That's actually what Tom's done as well. For those of you that watch Tom's videos, the #1 all-time manager, he's already done Enzo to Szoboszlai. So that's some food for thought for those of you that have got Enzo. The #1 all-time manager has sold Enzo for Szoboszlai, so that's something to think about. No, Timber's not 100% out. He didn't play. So basically, he was in the Champions League named squad that travelled this midweek just gone, but then he wasn't actually in the matchday squad. And Arteta said he had like some kicks from the weekend or something like that, and he ended up not in the squad. I don't think it's out of the question that they just decided to take no chances at all, but it was also a bit weird not to have him in the squad at all. So yeah, something's a bit fishy there. I mean, if you're anyone that's an Arsenal fan, what's your prediction? Arsenal website said he did not travel. No, he did travel for the Champions League. If you mean this game week, then there is no travelling. It's a home fixture. Your app is the best, by the way. Love it. Appreciate that. Thank you, Anachiever. Thanks very much. Oh yeah, we just added, if anyone didn't see this, a few people have been asking in streams to have like dates under the fixtures there, the game weeks. So we've added that, and we also added this button here, so you can like toggle green fixture runs. So that's also new. If anyone's not got the app, it's just FPL Focal in the App Store. The app's free. Or FPL.page if you want to use it in your browser. So yeah, I would consider that, James, if you've not got Szoboszlai already. Also, yeah, sorry, just on Liverpool. So there's a guy that always sends me Liverpool team news. Rarely before the deadline, but obviously if it's ever before the deadline, then I just put it bottom left corner. And Salah's in the squad, but not starting. So yeah, he is in the squad, not starting. He said, let me find the exact wording he said. It was just two changes. It was Kirkes and Wirtz in for Isak and Robertson are the only changes. So no Salah again. Is this going to be the last game week we ever have Salah in FPL? Well, not game week, I suppose, but the last game we ever see him. Because then he's off to AFCON. Does he stay after that? Could be the end of an era this game week. So anyway, the reason I mention that, not just because that could be useful for some people, but also because Szoboszlai is going to be on pens for this game. He took a pen in the Champions League midweek, which he scored. And obviously with Salah on the bench, no Isak, then Szoboszlai is on pens again, which also adds to his appeal. Quasar says, do I start Dewsbury Hall over Voltemada? Voltemada's got poor returns. Nah, start Voltemada against Sunderland, definitely. Stephen Boy says, one free transfer. Enzo or Minte out for who, or keep them? On one free transfer left, I think that's quite luxury. I would just leave it, Stevie. I would leave it. I'd only consider like Enzo to Szoboszlai if I was sitting on 4 or 5 moves, if that makes sense. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't do it. It's just too luxury otherwise. Kano says Enzo to Rice, Wilson, Smith Rowe, Nelson, Eze, also triple captain Saka. We just don't know if Rice is going to play though. That's the thing. Like, he's not been seen training. He didn't travel midweek in the Champions League, so I don't think I'd do it. If you've got 4 or 5 transfers, as I say, I think Enzo to Szoboszlai is nice. I'm going to buy Szoboszlai almost certainly, unless he gets suspended after he plays Burnley home. So 2 more games for Semenyo for me, and then I'll buy Szoboszlai and Gameweek 18. But he's fine to buy this week. Triple captain Saka, yeah, I don't dislike that. I think Haaland in 17 is even better. But Saka, Wolves were just so bad last game week. They've got lots of players out injured. They've conceded more than anyone. I don't dislike it, but I'd rather use it on Haaland. Saka's not that much worse though. If you wanted to just like take a gamble, like if Haaland was to blank against West Ham and Saka hauls, then obviously that's massive upside. So just weigh that up. Af says great content as always. Who would you bench out of Mateus, Minte, Mateta and Guehi? Also Bruno, Fomo. Dump the last 2 transfers to get him. I've been stubborn, so I've missed 0.2 mil. I'd bench Guehi if it's just one player. So you start Mateus, Minte, Mateta. Depends who you're dumping with those 2 transfers. Like, if you've got some proper dodgy dead wood in your team, then yeah, fair enough. But I think the problem is everyone's got 5 transfers now, and they're making some luxury moves that are like minor upgrades. And you have to be careful because there could be it could be next game week, it could be in a couple of game weeks time. You never know. There could be a week where suddenly everything goes wrong and you need multiple transfers, and then you're like, I wish I didn't spend that transfer on that tiny upgrade that didn't even get me any extra points in the end. If that makes sense. So yeah, it depends who you're selling there. Bruno is really good, obviously. Like, he's the top scorer mid now. But yeah, very much depends who you're getting rid of. I'm really behind on chat. Let's keep going. I'll have to go as fast as I can. Eden says, fighting the urge for a huge Watkins captain. Not for me, Eden. My top 5 would be, or top 3 would be Saka, Bruno, Haaland. Captain Widget's also got Hincapian and Boom up there, but I wouldn't captain either of those 2. I prefer those 3 over Watkins, and you must have one of those 3 at least. Ardit says, hey Oscar, I'm playing a free hit this game week. Any changes? This was the free hit draft I made. If you want to just compare against that. Very similar to yours. Very similar to your draft, but that was the draft I came up with. But the free hit, it's a 1 week thing as well. Like, you make little tweaks like that, and it's marginal differences. And a 1 week sample size is such high variance. Like, it doesn't matter. Anything can happen. I didn't have Wilson in, but he's got Burnley. Like, I think Wilson's great. He could smash it against Burnley. Good team. I'd leave it as it is. Joker Dan says, triple captain Saka, Thiago Vice. Yeah, same answer that I gave to Kano, who was asking about triple captain. I prefer Haaland in 17, but I think Saka this week is a close second. Matthew, thanks for 38 months. Thoughts on Captain Rice? Love the content, brother. Nah, I mean, like I said, he didn't travel in the Champions League. He's not been seen training. There's too many red flags there for me. 13 Killing says, hi Oscar, can you help with this team? 2.2 million in the bank. You're thinking you could sell and die rich as the Quas, Stack, Welbeck and even Kanate. So what if you did Welbeck to Gw? Does that free up enough for and die to Foden? I think that's what I would work towards if you can afford that with the 2.2 as well. So Dyer's, yeah, you can afford that. That looks pretty solid. So that's 2 moves. And then just have a look at potentially upgrading Stack with the extra money. Ah, you've got Richards Lacroix. I would actually consider something like, if you can afford it, Richards to Van Dijk or Hincapi as your third transfer. Those are the players I would look at bringing in if I were you. I agree with the players you've listed to sell. So yeah, maybe something like that. Welbeck to Gw, Stack to and Dye to Foden. Maybe a Richards up to a Van Dijk if you can afford that. Like I said, I still think Van Dijk's perfectly fine. He's got 3 home games in the next 4, and they're good home fixtures. Crusade says, Foden captain, Thiago's my vice. I've got Saka and Haaland in my squad as well. Nah, I don't think so. Palace are no pushovers right now. I don't think I'll be captaining Foden, despite his form. I don't think I would do that. I'd rather go Saka, Bruno, Haaland over Foden. Maybe Foden's like 4th best or something. Sohan says, hi Oscar, Cunha, Palmer and Van den Berg or Bruno, Dango, Riley on a free hit. Any must-haves on a free hit? Confused about defence and mid-picks. So I read that Palmer's still having issues with his groin. So I don't think I'd even go Palmer on a free hit anymore. So I'd go for the second combination. But I probably wouldn't have O'Reilly. So just a different defender to O'Reilly. Just in case it doesn't start. And you'll probably get better clean sheet odds. These are the clean sheet odds this week. I don't think I've ever seen it look like this, by the way. Like, we've got dark green and then it goes straight to grey. I don't remember ever seeing that on the website ever. So those are clean sheet odds for reference. So maybe you could go for like an Anderson or a Kukurea or a Collins. All better clean sheet odds. Tom says, benches to Bravka Road on Stack and Gw. Do I bench boost that? No, I don't think I would. I don't think Gw will start. It's not... Basically, it just depends, Tom, if your bench looks better in any future week. Just kind of try and work out how your bench looks in future weeks. Because Dubravka Road on Stack, I think it's actually alright to bench boost. It's just Gw's, like... You're probably bench boosting 1 point max. So just double check your bench in future weeks. And obviously it just depends on your bench. If you have a better bench coming up in the future, use it, save it then. Otherwise, I think you just get it out of the way. It's such an overrated chip and it's hard to get your bench to line up anyway. Like, I got mine to line up what I thought was perfectly early in the season, and then someone didn't play, and then I was just down a player on the bench boost. Goran says, no Saka, Bruno, Haaland or Rice captain. What do you mean? Outside of those, I'd say Foden. But I'd say Saka, Bruno, Haaland's the top 3. I wouldn't captain Rice. Yeah, maybe like Foden or Acuna, but I don't see any reason not to captain those. Triple captain Raya? Nah, never on a keeper. Never on a keeper. The ceiling's too low, especially Raya. Like, you'd be lucky to get 3 save points from him. You'd need him to save a penalty for it to be worth it. What's your plan now? I've done Mateta to Gw, Enzo to Foden, Truffert to Timber, and then I'm going to make one more move in the stream, which would be Munoz to O'Reilly. Got a bit carried away with the free transfers, so I'm going to end up spending 4. Nair11 says, sell Rice for Bruno G this game week. Rice is 75% playing. I don't think I'd gamble that this week, just in case Rice does play. Because it's such a great fixture. I don't think I'd gamble on selling there. Yeah, those were the transfers that I made, Ben. Those were the 3 moves, and then the 4th one will be Munoz to O'Reilly. So, Gw, Foden, Timber join the team, and O'Reilly will as well. And I'll just have to hope O'Reilly starts. The problem is, if Timber doesn't play, then I've got no bench depth. So O'Reilly's coming in a week early. I think I would have bought him regardless in 17 for West Ham homes, but he's coming in now. So I'll do that a bit later in the stream. Stevie says, would you prioritise Enzo or Minty out to get Bruno? I would sell Enzo as a priority. I don't like that Enzo's kind of got this ongoing issue. Like, they mentioned it the last international break or the one before, and he had to pull out entirely, and he wasn't involved in their friendly, the one after that. It's just not doing the points. And Palmer's back, so he could play a little bit deeper. So I'd say Enzo out priority. Af says, wrong wording from me in the previous message. I meant who to play. Oh, one of them. Right, sorry. So, Mateus, Mente, Mateta, and Gw. So, definitely not Gw. I wouldn't play Mateta because he's a doubt. Mateus versus Mente. I would say Mente. Yeah, play Mente. Bench order, Mateus, Mateta, Gw16. Bruno would come in for Mente and Mateta. Okay. Well, I'll play Mente, but if you're buying Bruno, then fine. Bruno's great. Bertman says, if you could have just one this week, Foden or Szoboszlai. Oh, just one. I think it's really close. I think, honestly, I'd go Foden just to protect myself because his ownership is frightening. The amount of times he's gone up. I mean, what is he now? He's 8.7 mil. 2 game weeks ago, he was 8 million. 2 game weeks ago, Foden was 8 million, and now he's 8.7. Like, it's crazy. Honestly, I think I'll just go Foden and just like not have to stress when that game is on. I think Szoboszlai could actually be marginally better because he'll be on pens, but I don't think I'd want to put myself through it, honestly. Like, at the end of the day, it's a game, innit? Games are meant to be fun. I just don't like the idea of putting myself through that. So I think even on a free hit, I'd have Foden in just to like not stress during Palace versus City. Do you know what I mean? Struggling with this game says, hi Oscar, thoughts on my free hit? I'll put my free hit on the screen for comparison to yours. So you've got Vardy instead. Yeah, Wilson, I think that's fine. I think Wilson I agree with, actually. You could go Raul instead, but I think Wilson's alright. He's in form. So yeah, I mean, there's loads of money left in the bank with this. You could have like Cucurella on the bench as well. Yeah, that'd be my free hit draft. Yours looks great though. Again, it's like just go with your gut on the free hit. Like, you've only got a couple players different, and it's such a high variance thing when you're looking at 1 week in isolation. Guesses in the chat. Top scorer of game week 16. Then it was Bruno last game week, 18 pointer. What are we saying this week? I'm going to go... I'm thinking an Arsenal player like Gyökeres. I'll go Gyökeres. Morgan Rogers. Tete. Saka, Salah, Thiago, Dubravka, Eze, Szoboszlai. Saka 20 pointer. Oh, mate. If he does that as captain... Simon says he's on a free hit as well. Kelleher, Cucurella, Anderson, White, Eze, Saka, Bruno, Szoboszlai. Yeah, a great team. They're all very similar, the free hits, and I think that's a great draft. How many Arsenal have you got? Oh, you've got Eze instead. Yeah, I like that. Nice team. I wouldn't change anything. That's a great team, Simon. I don't know how much you got in the bench. Sorry, in the bank, because you could upgrade your bench a little bit. Like, do you really want Juve coming off your bench if someone doesn't play as a surprise? And move Mukiele first on bench. But yeah, it looks great. If you're all out of money, that's fine. I'd go Mukiele first bench. Ryan Fellows says, is Timber starting? Do I start Minte or Gw16? The Timber thing is really hard to predict because he was in the travelling squad for the Champions League. He did travel, like there's photos of him travelling, and then weirdly he's not in the squad at all. I might be able to find the quote from Arteta, and then he ends up not in the matchday squad. So he was asked about it, and he said, again, it depends on how he feels today. It was a knock that he picked up and he wasn't feeling comfortable. Again, I think it's a matter of days, but whether it's tomorrow or not, we'll see. Arteta also said Saliba will be fit for Game Week 17. He wasn't sure if he was going to make Game Week 16. So I think White is great on like a free hit or something, but I wouldn't buy White otherwise. Because if Saliba's back 17 and Timber's already back, then that means White misses out. Kano says pick one, Enzo to Rice, Wilson, Smith Rowe, Reece Nelson or Eze. Out of that list, it'll have to be Rice. It's just a risk this week because he's not been seen training, but he could be fine. I'd say go Rice. Unless it's like you're on 5 transfers and you're only making 1, then I guess you go Wilson and then you could pivot Wilson straight back out if you wanted. But if you've already like spent a couple or so transfers, just go straight to Rice. Mark, thank you for becoming a member. Thanks very much, Mark. Appreciate that. Thanks, Jack Brown, as well, for the super chat. Did you forget to put a message in? 13 Killing says, thoughts on 5 free transfers. Lacroix Richards, Minte and Dine well back out to Hincapi, O'Reilly, Zobo, Foden and Gu. I'll have Mukier, Stack and Gu on the bench. Yeah, okay, so this is following on from... Yeah, okay. I like that. Yeah. I think as far as using 5 moves go, though, that's very, very good. I would say do it. I would say lock that in, yeah. And you might be in a position where you don't need to make any transfers for a while after that. Let us know, how many transfers have you guys made this week? I'm going to put a poll up, actually. How many transfers have you spent? Not 1, 2... I'll have to put 3+. That could be the most popular one in the end. Lee Crew says bench O'Reilly, Chow, Virgil or Timber. Thanks, Oscar. I would say O'Reilly. Just because he's the one that's not nailed on to start. I mean, Timber's not necessarily either, but Timber probably starts or not in the squad at all. I would say bench O'Reilly out of those. Razan says Calafiori to Timber, and Bumo to Foden, Enzo to Wilson, and Mecha to Fleming. Thoughts about this? I don't know if I'd do the Mecha to Fleming move. Do you need that to fund it? There's no way you ever want to play a Burnley striker, is there? Come on, surely not. I'll do the first 3 moves, not the 4th one. If you needed to fund it, go all the way down to Gu. Or like a Croupy, but I wouldn't do it otherwise. Shorrock says, thoughts on going Vardy rather than O'Reilly? I don't mind it. I think they're probably going to start a similar amount of games. Maybe not after AFCON, but in the interim, I just think for like 0.7 million difference, I'd rather O'Reilly. And he is the one that seems likely to get an attacking return as well. Joe Antro, thanks for 29 months. He says, hi mate, would you bring in either Foden or Doku? Foden, 100%. You didn't need me to tell you that, Joe. If you can pick either Foden or Doku, it's obviously Foden. Ash says, let's like the stream of the 25k Focal, folks. What's the 25k? Anyway, thank you, Ash. Appreciate that. Oh, is that my... Yeah, my rank. Okay. Yeah. Got you. Lucidus says, GG Oscar, triple captain advice. Hold it or gamble this game week. I think the best opportunities left are Haaland in Game Week 17, Saka this week, and then Bruno's got Wolves home Game Week 19 if I was ranking them. So I would use it on Haaland Game Week 17 if I still had it. Your transfer plans. Oh, HIH has just gifted 10 memberships to the stream. Wow, thank you very much, HIH. Appreciate that. Thanks, Prince. Thanks for the 10 gifted memberships. Welcome to the 10 new members. Someone asked my transfer plans. I did Mateta to Gu, which was required to fund Enzo to Foden, Truffer to Timber, and then I'm going to make one more move, which will be Munoz to O'Reilly, and then O'Reilly will start over Mukiele. That's the plan. So, looking at the poll, wow, 70% have made 3 or more transfers. Do you guys remember how much hate the AFCON transfers got at the start of the season? Like, we did a poll last week on it, and it was something like 70% liked it. Like the AFCON transfers now. The only caveat is like everyone's kind of diverged towards the same team a bit. I feel like there's a pretty strong template of Thiago, Haaland, Foden, Bruno, Saka, and then maybe like an Arsenal defensive asset like Raya. So it's going to be harder to make gains now because teams are going to be so similar. But also I guess the red arrows are going to be less in theory. Kana says, I still hate it. British says it's a mini wildcard, isn't it? How are we doing, FPL Tom Red? Welcome to the stream, mate. Chris, how are we doing? He says, hello there. Best Gordon replacement, 0.8 million in the bank. I don't think you need to sell him. He's got Sunderland. It's a derby. I wouldn't sell Gordon this week, I don't think. HRH also says, I like it. It's a mini wildcard. BV says, I've used all 5 transfers. Delia says, people who complained about the 5 free transfers are the ones who used them the minute they got them. Boom. Roasted. Yeah, I don't think I'd sell Gordon this week when he's got Sunderland. I think that's fine to hold him. Hector Cope says, on a free hit, who would you go for, Mbumo or Ekitike? I don't think I'd have either. This was my free hit team. The midfield was Saka, Wilson, Foden, Bruno, Dango. But if I was picking one of those, it'd be Mbumo. Oh, Ekitike is good though, isn't he? Because Isak, he's definitely starting. No Isak. Yeah, I think I'd take the punt on Ekitike if I was picking one there. But I'd have Thiago and I'd have Haaland, so you're going to have to go over front 3. But that'd be the free hit draft, roughly like that. Oh, I've got to take this call. 1 second. Right, sorted. That was Arteta. He's just, I was just asking him if Timber starts. He said he does, so we're all good. FPL Focal. Right. What was the question? Hazard, thank you for the super chat. He says, playing my free hit. Is Hincapi, Saka, Marino a good 3 Arsenal players to use or go different? Lip readers. It was a delivery. I was expecting that delivery. Right, sorry. Free hit is Hincapi, Saka, and Marino. Hincapi and Saka. Saka I'd have. I don't think I'd have the other 2 actually. I think I'd have White and I'd have maybe Lewis Skelly or Marino. Sorry, Lewis Skelly or Raya. Or Eze. I'd have any of those. I don't think I'd have Marino. I don't think he necessarily starts even. It could be Gyökeres. Like Amazon, Focal always delivers. Tell Arteta to put Saka up front. To be fair, I think he's better on the right. I think our best chance of Saka returns is playing right wing. I'll ask him to start Timber though. I know there's some Timber owners in the building. Yeah. So this was my free hit draft Hazard. And there are definitely a few like fringe players you could swap around. Like you could go Sanchez and Lewis Skelly instead of Raya and Cucurella, that sort of thing. But Marino I wouldn't have on a free hit. Essential Frame says my back 4 is Virgil, Konsa, Mukiele, Anderson, Lacroix. Should I try again? Arsenal defender and 1.9 mil in the bank. So you start Virgil, you start Konsa, you start Anderson. No, I don't think you need to this week. I think I'd rather wait and buy Timber when we know that he's definitely back. I think Hincapi's alright as a short-term pick. Don't get me wrong. What's your fourth transfer? It's going to be Munoz to O'Reilly. I'm locking that in this stream, 100%. Yeah, Hincapi's alright as a stopgap if you've got 4 or 5 transfers already and you just need a player to like get you over the next couple of game weeks or so. I think Hincapi's alright, but I don't think you have to make a move this week. I would be tempted to do Lacroix to Hincapi, but it's tricky because Timber's so much more attacking. Like, he's got goal involvements in, whereas Hincapi's just not going to get you anything other than 6 points probably, maybe Defcon. If you've got 4 or 5 moves, I would do Lacroix to Hincapi. I feel like it could be an opportunity to hop off Palace defence with Munoz injured and Sarr off to AFCON. I don't know. I think we might see Palace fall off a little bit. Might be an opportunity because it's highly owned as well, Palace defence, and they've got City this week. Yeah, I would consider the Hincapi move if you've got a bunch of moves. Otherwise, just leave it. Kvaz says, can you do a PSA about Anderson versus Anderson and the different ways of pronouncing them? It causes so much... Oh, let's be honest, we're never going to get people to say it right. People even spell it differently in messages the wrong way around. There's no way. Anderson, Anderson. It sounds the same how I say both. I don't even know which one I just said first. Anderson. But I don't say Anderson. I just say Anderson. Anderson. Nah, you're fighting a losing battle there, I'll be honest with you. It's not going to happen. I say both the same. I know how to spell them, but I say them both out loud the same. Struggling with this game says... Raul on a 3-4-3 or Wilson and Dango 3-5-2. I'd say the 3-5-2. It could go either way, that one, if I'm honest, but I would say Wilson. MHYLR says best mid under 6 million. Under 6 mil. Probably... This week it's Wilson. If you can kind of pick someone for short term, you might end up wanting to sell him. Longer term, I would say Anderson, Forrest Anderson, and Dewsbury Hall. But Dewsbury Hall's got Chelsea, so it's not great to play him this week. He probably won't get you anything. So that'd be how I rank them. I want to buy Dewsbury Hall in a few weeks. Everton's fixtures turn really nice soon. Random guy says 1.9 mil on the bank. Enzo to Rodgers or someone else. Or Van der Ven to O'Reilly. I wouldn't do Enzo to Rodgers. I feel like that's not even an upgrade potentially. Maybe it is a little bit. I think if... have you got Semenyo? This might sound mad, but if you've got like 4+ transfers... I actually think Semenyo for the next 2 game weeks is really nice. Has anyone else looked at that? Is Mateta injured? Yeah, he missed out in the Europa Conference League, and Glasner said he hopes he can be available, so it's not great. I actually really like Semenyo for the next 2. Man United away. They've got no De Ligt, no Maguire, then they've got Burnley home. Maybe even Game Week 18 he's fine to hold, but I might swap him to Zoboslai then, because he's got Wolves and Leeds home. I'm done with Semenyo. I know a lot of people are turning their back on Semenyo, but those next 2 I actually think are nice. What's Tom's team? Tom did Enzo to Zoboslai, and that's all he did. But yeah, random guide to answer your question. If you've already got Semenyo, then Enzo to Zoboslai, I would consider. Stein says Enzo to Cunha. I have Bruno Foden Saka. Yeah, I like Cunha as well. I should have mentioned him really. I think Cunha's alright. Yeah, Cunha versus Zoboslai. Pretty close. Cunha should have had more points last game week. Bournemouth are a bit iffy. Yeah, but I think so are their opponents defensively. Ballard scoring in the derby, says Steve. Yeah, oh, that's going to be an interesting game, that, isn't it? Wonder how that one ends. Enzo to Cunha, yeah, I like that as well. I think that's solid. Cunha, Zoboslai, Semenyo, I think they're all great. Shorrock says Elliot Anderson to Harry Wilson would be 5th transfer used. Nah, that's too luxury. Like I was saying, I would consider Wilson if I had 4 or 5 transfers, but otherwise I wouldn't do something like that. It's too luxury. Like, don't get me wrong, this week Wilson could do better, but that transfer could be better spent elsewhere, in my opinion, than making that move this week. We've got 2,200 watching. Thank you all for being here. We're about 50 minutes in. Do hit like if you haven't already, or dislike if you're disliking the stream, and hit subscribe as well below, completely free. Let's keep going with the questions. Max says Rice or Eze and Van der Ven to O'Reilly or Anderson. Rice or Eze, I'd say it's got to be Rice. Van der Ven to O'Reilly or Anderson, I'd say Anderson. Anderson first. Start 3 out of Minte, Gordon, Timber, O'Reilly. I'd start Minte, Gordon, Timber. MLS or White on a free hit. I'd go White. No joy like FPL stress. Minte or Roden, who to start? I'd start Minte. Scout selection. Let us know how many players you got. This week they've gone with Martinez in goal. They've gone Hincapi, Chalobah, Anderson, Saka, Bruno, Foden, Rice, Dango, Haaland and Thiago. How many players you guys got? So for me it's Anderson, Saka, Bruno, Foden. I'm on 6 this week. Isn't Bumo going to AFCON? He is indeed. Yeah, Bruno and Bumo's going. So is Ahmad from Man United. 5, 6, 4, 7. 7 to beat. Only 5. 5's alright. If anyone's wondering about the AFCON players and confused about all of that, on FPL.page in the Focal app, I did write a guide. Just go to the articles area, and then you see here who's going to miss FPL due to AFCON, and then I wrote a complete guide here. So it explains the 5 free transfers. It's got the schedule in terms of the AFCON stages and the game weeks. It's got a full list of everyone called up, and then it's kind of like the notable called up players, so the more important ones or relevant FPL picks. So there's also like a Monte Carlo simulation of when teams might, or players might return, depending on how far their team progresses. So that's on the app and free as well. And we're giving away free premium, which is the last giveaway of the whole season. So if you want to claim free premium, you get an entire month. You can cancel it straight away or cancel it after the end of the month. There's a link in the description for that to claim it. It's just fpl.page/redeem/free. And you get all the members benefits that comes with that. And if you want to keep it running, it's like 77p a week. You can change the themes how you want them. You can move the widgets around. You go like that. You can do that on desktop and PC. There's the articles every week. You get access to members perks and the tools. For example, we've added Gameweek projections as a new one, so you can see like projected goals and projected clean sheets and stuff like that. So it's better than just looking at fixtures. Anyway, loads of stuff, loads of toys to play around with. So treat yourself for Christmas. It is free anyway. And if you want to change or if you want to cancel, you can do that. It won't cost you anything. Link below. Let's keep going. So Graham says Saka triple captain this week or Haaland triple captain next week. Yeah, so someone asked this earlier, Graham, and my ranking, if I was ranking the best to worst in terms of triple captain options, would be Haaland in 17, and then Saka this week, and then probably Bruno 19. I think he's got Wolves home. Yeah, and then Bruno 19. That'd be my rankings, but they're pretty close. So if you wanted to chase the upside, then go Saka this week, if you want to really chase the upside and push it. You like the red background? That was what it used to originally be, but it was a bit harsh in the eyes. It was the focal colour, so it was like that, but it was a bit harsh in the eyes, I thought. So ended up changing the default to blue. which I like as well. Kind of matches up with the FPL theme as well. Right. Yeah, so that would be my rankings in terms of triple captaincies. Is Ben White okay because he's starting for like 3 games in a row? Yeah, I think he starts this one, but then he could lose his spot game week 17. So I wouldn't buy him. I'd have him on a free here, but I wouldn't buy him. Enzo or Eze? I mean, Eze's better for this week. Enzo longer term, but I don't really like either as long-term picks. Do you think Rice plays? It's really hard to say. Arteta's so like useless in his presses, you just never know. But I think if I was to guess, he will. He very rarely misses a game. Same with Timber. I think it's close, like 60-40 in favour of starting for Timber. Palmer viable when? So I was looking at the fixtures and game week... Have you seen Chelsea's run? It's like game week 24 or something. If we go game week custom range, I think it's game week 24. Yeah, that run of 4 games. Look at that. So game week 24, Chelsea have got West Ham home, Wolves away, Leeds home, Burnley home. And they're miles ahead for projected goals over those 4. So I'm thinking about Palmer from 24. But he seems to have this groin issue like still ongoing, so I don't know. I'd want to see him starting a bunch of games and in form to some degree before I consider buying him, but maybe in 24. I won't be buying him right now for sure. So my transfers this week, I did Mateta to Mark Yu, I did Enzo to Foden, I did Trafford to Timber, and then my last move is going to be Munoz to O'Reilly. Alright, let's get a poll up. Who's your captain? Haaland, Saka, Bruno, and other. So if you vote other, then let us know who your other is. Let us know regardless. Who you captain him? Dr. Yazan, he says, hey bro, hope you're well. Any news about Palmer? There's rumours that he's got this groin thing that's still like ongoing, and I don't know why he didn't get surgery at the start of the season, because he could have been fully over it by now and hitting the new year. But now I don't know, it sounds like he's still got this problem with the groin. So for me, I'm just not thinking about buying Palmer at all. I wouldn't even have him on a free hit, honestly. Ekatike, Thiago. Is Timber 50-50? I think so, yeah, unfortunately. Excuse me. FPL1 says O'Reilly, Anderson or Collins, and Cappy in for Saliba or Timber worthwhile, and for which or both out. Wilson punt for 3 weeks, then Dewsbury Hall in. So O'Reilly, Anderson or Collins. If I was ranking them this week, I would say Anderson, O'Reilly, and then Collins. I think Collins is on 4 yellows, so I'd rather Van den Berg if I was buying a Brentford defender. But either way, I'd rank Anderson or O'Reilly ahead of them. Hincapié in... I don't think I'd do it for either of those. Saliba's back. Arteta said Saliba's definitely back game week 17. Maybe this game week. And Timber we just don't know. But Arteta again said a matter of days. So I don't think I'd sell any of those. It feels too sideways. Wilson for 3 weeks, I don't mind. Yeah, and then Dewsbury Hall. I'm thinking similar. I'll probably buy Dewsbury Hall in a few weeks myself. Ayrton says Rice or Semenyo to Bruno. I put Rice in 3 game weeks ago. I think if I was selling either, it actually would have to be Rice, just because of the slight injury doubt. Plus, Semenyo's next 2 are really good fixtures. I think Man United away is not a bad fixture for Semenyo. And then he's got Burnley home. So, I wouldn't sell Semenyo if I had him. Any Senesi news? Yeah, he just kind of said like he's going to be given every chance to play. So I think he probably does start. Oscar, you're a total cutie, not going to lie. Thank you very much. Thiago, yeah, Thiago captain. I could have put him on the pole, I suppose. Maybe over Bruno. I would have thought Bruno's better than Thiago this week, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Leeds home is just that much better than Bournemouth home. I don't know. Bournemouth have been shocking on the road. DK says Rodgers or Ekitike on a free hit. I can't decide. Ekitike. I've been told he starts. I feel like I would take that chance. Have a bit of fun on the free hit. I mean, Rodgers has got West Ham away, isn't it? Ekitike, Brighton home. I think Ekitike's better. AM says, it worth my free hit teams like yours any other day? Are you saying your team before the free hit's like mine? This was the free hit team I made, which is different in a few places, but also similar. So it had like Wilson and Dango instead. It had White. I guess it'd be White. It would be the back three. Anderson, White, Virgil. Hey, that defense is a nightmare. But that was the free hit draft I made. Your team is like mine before the free hit. I don't think you need it then. If it's like this, I don't think you need a free hit that. I mean, if I still had my free hit, and this was my team, I do not think I'd be free hitting out of this team. Yeah, I don't think I would. I'd save it. Save it for another rainy day. Mate says, 3 transfers left. Would you do Rice and Mateta to Saka and Gw? Yeah, I would do that. I would actually, yeah. I mean, you're selling 2 injury doubts, and you're bringing in Saka, who I think is the best captain this week. So, yeah, it's worth 2 moves. Go for it. All of Bruno's hauls have come in away games. Oh, interesting. Is that true? Could be a coincidence. Nah, Chelsea home, Burnley home. I mean, what do you guys qualify as a haul? I always say double-digit points, so 10 plus. Bruno's fixture proof. El Chivers says, free hit 16, which 3? Sanchez, Chalabarese, Riot, Anderson, Cunha, Sanchez, MLS and Bumo. Sanchez, MLS and Ekitike. I'd say number 3 is just about the best one, and then number 2, but it's pretty close. I'd say number 3 if I was picking one of those. Number 4 isn't great as well, to be fair. Like Mbumo versus Ekitike. Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, we actually don't know if Mbumo's going to play or not. So I think actually I wouldn't risk it, and I'd go number 2 or number 4. So it's, yeah, Ekitike or Cunha. Yeah, I mean, why not have a bit of fun on the free hit? Go Ekitike. He's home to Brighton. We know that he starts. We've got that leaked. MLS is great. Sanchez is great. Number 4. You make your transfers. I have. I've got one more to make. So that last one will be Munoz to O'Reilly. By the way, did anyone notice that... Oh, did they fix it? Wait, what? Am I going mad? They definitely just fixed it. They fixed O'Reilly. You know the little dash in O'Reilly? That used to be a different apostrophe. It used to be the slanted apostrophe. They fixed it overnight. What? Did anyone else notice that? Because you used to type O'Reilly and it wouldn't come up. They just fixed it. That was never the case. You're going crazy. I swear. I'm not going mad. Because Harry also sent me on WhatsApp, and I was like, yeah, I noticed that as well. Did he take a screenshot? I reckon Harry snitched. I reckon he's gone and told official FPL. Yes, look. This was before. They've just fixed it. The apostrophe. It's sloped. And that one's not. But now it's no longer sloped. Great content. The Harry effect. Johnny and Kieran were talking about it earlier. Or at least they fixed it now anyway. Right, let's keep going with the questions. Dwight Schrute in the building, how we doing? He says, Eze or Rice on a free hit? On a free hit, it's got to be Eze. Rice, he's an injury doubt. He wasn't seen training. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays, but I wouldn't go Rice on a free hit. Chase the upside of Eze. Chris says, Minte, Munoz, Rodon to Zoboslai, Anderson and Hincapi. I like the latter two moves. I don't know if I would do Minte to Zobo. It feels a little bit luxury, that. It's a little bit of an upgrade, but not a massive upgrade. I'll do the latter two moves. I don't know if I'd do the Minte move. Just leave it at that. Munoz, Rodon, Anderson, Hincapi. That's fine. The Dark Lion says, hey, I'm doing Anderson to Wilson, Captain and Mateta to who? Help. Have you got Thiago? Thiago's the obvious replacement. Who's Tom captaining? Tom's captaining Bruno this week. He hasn't got Saka. So Tom's on Bruno captain, Haaland vice. He's going a bit against the grain this week. He was saying in his video, it doesn't usually not have the best captain in a game week, but this is one of those weeks. He hasn't got Saka at all. So yeah, if you haven't got Thiago, then Mateta to Thiago. I wouldn't captain Wilson, I don't think. I know he's got Burnley, but I don't think I'd do that. I think there's better captains. Saka, Bruno, Haaland, Thiago. But the other thing you can do, I don't know if you've already got two other strikers. A lot of people have gone Mateta down to a super cheap forward like a Gw, and then you can do a big upgrade in midfield. I'd have a look at that as well. Otherwise, yeah, just Thiago if you've not got him. Nova says, Munoz to Timber, alternatives. Already 3 City, already have Virgil, Anderson, Cash, Rodon, already spent 3 transfers. Yeah, you've already got the main ones there, and you're already on triple City, so... Could go Hincapié. I'd probably do that. I think I would do that. I think you'll probably get maybe 3 or 4 games out of him, which is not bad. Like Arsenal have got 3 home games in their next 4. So I would say I'd do that and just not risk Timber. It would be Timber all day if we knew he was fine, but we don't. He's a risk. Alexander says Vicario to Raya, Van Dijk to Hincapié or save true transfers. If you can just afford the first move, I would do it. Otherwise, I wouldn't do anything. I don't think I'd do Van Dijk to Hincapié. No, I can't get behind DCL. I ain't going there. I'm never going DCL. I didn't actually get him this season, and a lot of people did, because I've been burnt in past seasons. So he's just one of those players that I don't ever touch. Have you guys got any players like that? That you've just been burnt by them before, they've screwed you over, and you've sworn to never go back? Dina's another one. I don't care if Dina scores 5 goals in 5 games. I still wouldn't have him in that 6th game, because that's probably the game he scores an own goal. Oh, Jimenez, really? DCL from last season. Dina, Cash. Yeah, Cash is one of those. He's actually doing alright this season. Reece James, yeah, Reece James is a good example. Wood, last season Wood was so good. But yeah, not this season. Not getting the minutes. Casemiro, Sarr. Raphael says Klein or Heaton and Konsa or Dallo as the last two defenders. Heaton, I'd say Konsa for the West Ham game. I definitely wouldn't want Klein unless he's like a super budget enabler and he's the only way you can afford something, you know, for a last on your bench. I don't think he's going to do much, Klein. I know he's 3.8 mil, but I just wouldn't go there. I'd say Konsa out of those. Blackie Take says, is Tom sticking with his transfer plans? Yeah, he's already done it. He's done Enzo to Szoboszlai. I don't know if he's doing anything beyond that, but yeah, he's done Enzo to Szoboszlai already. Does Eze start Aussie? I think he will, yeah. I think he will. I'd be very, very surprised. Klein will struggle to make 65 minutes most games. I would agree with that. Fahad says, hi, I love your content. 2 questions. Should I triple captain Saka and which 2 should I start? Virgil, Semenyo and King. Virgil and Semenyo, definitely. Triple captain Saka, yeah, so if I was really chasing, I would go for Saka triple. Otherwise, I would save it for Haaland in Gameweek 17 because he's got West Ham home. And obviously, Wan-Bissaka and Juve will have just left for AFCON as well. So, it depends where you're at. I think Saka's the big upside pick. Like, what is he? He's only 21% owned. Whereas, you know, everyone's got Haaland, so the gains are much less. So it depends on that and your risk tolerance. I think Haaland is slightly better in 17 though. Who's the most transfer players then? Let's have a look. The final standings. Whoa, 1.5 million have bought Foden. 1.4 million have bought Thiago. Bruno, almost 900,000. Cash, Chalobah, Bruno G, Wilson, Dewsbury Hall. Wow, Wilson. Didn't realise how many were buying Wilson. Fpl Gw16, most sold. Munoz, 1.4 million. Mateta is also 1.4 million. Then in Mbumo, Semenyo. I can't believe how many are selling Semenyo. I'd be half tempted to buy him if I was sitting on 4 or 5 transfers, you know. Man United away, Burnley home, Brentford away, sell. Szoboszlai then has Wolves and Leeds home in a row. Gakpo, João Pedro, Calafiori, Timber. Chris says bench boost. His bench is Minte Chow. Oh, sorry, Minte and Chow to Szoboszlai and Van den Berg. Play Timber. No, I don't think I'd do that. I would stick with that and bench boost it. I think you just have to hope for the best of Timber. But I don't think I'd make those 2 transfers, you know. I don't feel like Minte and Chow to Szoboszlai and Van den Berg are definite upgrades long term. Zytgul says, is anyone else in the no Foden camp? Raise your hands. There must be a few of you here. Has anyone not got Haaland? Yeah, I don't think I'd do that. Like, it's a slight upgrade on paper this week, but long term I don't think it necessarily is much of an upgrade. No Foden. There you go. There's a few others no Foden. You're not alone. Klein 65 minutes a game, clean sheet locked. Yeah, he'll do well to get to 65 minutes against City without having conceded. I actually don't even think he's nailed on to start every game either. He could play like Canvo right wing back or something. Scouse says, do you think Gw is starting today? I was looking into this myself and I don't think he will. Because Because basically my thinking was, do I need to spend another transfer for depth in case Timber doesn't play? Because right now it's literally just Gw. Munoz won't play, Bar won't play. I've got Gw for depth. And the conclusion I came to is Gw's not going to start. I might be wrong on that. Chelsea fans, let us know. Do you agree? Specifically, Vague says 2.6k watching, only 460 likes. Show some support, like and subscribe, everyone. Thank you, Vague. Appreciate that. Yeah, I don't think he will. So I'm going to make one more transfer, which is Munoz to O'Reilly, and just hope O'Reilly starts. Neverlav, thank you for the big super chat. He says, "Hi Oscar. The reason you're my most watched YouTuber is your genuine honesty and humble approach. You haven't let your well-deserved success go to your head. I hope you're up for an award again this year. Cheers as always." Thank you, appreciate that a lot. I actually wasn't nominated for the last FCAs. I can't even remember who won. I think Holly Shand won. Paid actor. Paid actor. I appreciate that, Neverlab. That's really kind. Thank you for the kind words. That does mean a lot. Yeah, I like to think... honestly, I still think I look at this game like I did before I started doing content. And I always feel like I'm just another FPL manager. Like, I still browse the FPL Reddit on my private account. And I've got like a private Twitter account and all this. It feels a bit bizarre to be in this position now where I make content full time and people tune in to listen to me ramble about FPL. And it's mad to like... have made this FPL app and website that like 400,000 people use now. So it's very, very crazy to me. And yeah, I appreciate the kind words. And I will always be that way, so I won't let you down. Thank you again. So Bellman is here, and I always called him Nimlub. And he explained the other day... Where was it you explained it? Was it on Twitter or something? That it's your name backwards, if I remember it right. So it's actually Bellman, right? And he says, "Hi all, start three out of Anderson, Enzo, the other Anderson, and Van den Berg. I would start Fulham's Anderson, I'd start Van den Berg, and I'd start Enzo. So bench Forest Anderson. App is amazing. Thank you, Cap TV. Appreciate that. Clean sheet odds. I personally like the pacing of your videos. The background music works nicely with your voice." Honestly, I can't see how many copyright-free songs I went through till I found that one. I was literally going double-click, fast-forward, listen. No, double-click, fast-forward, listen. And I went through, it must have been about 300 songs. And then like one day I landed on that one, the one I use in all the videos now. And I was like, that's got to be the one. Some people have... I get the occasional comment like, "You're ever going to change the song?" But I also get comments that say, "Never change the song." So I think I don't think I can ever change it. I think I'm stuck with it forever. I mean, what do you guys think on that? Should I do a poll on that? So 62% Saka captain, 25% Haaland. This isn't actually the original one. This is like a remixed version. But this song. Oh. That one. Alright, I'll do a poll. So yeah, to answer your question, it was Anderson, Enzo and Van den Berg. So you benched Forest Anderson. Oh, come on, what a tune. You can never get tired of that. It's still great after all these years. 5 years later. To me, anyway. Some people are genuinely sick of it, though. So it's a tricky one. Some people do say, "Oh, please change the song." But I think most people say never change it. The original's more, yeah. This one's just like a remix version. I don't really use the original in streams, but this one's alright as well. FPL ASMR, the FPL Focal theme song. Yeah, I don't think I can change it. Like, I've toyed with it before, and in my very, very earliest videos, I had a different song, and then I eventually found that one, and I was like, this is just perfect. Perfect. It's an institution, dude. No news on Trossard. I think he just said he's a matter of days away. Not been seen training. The song gears me up ready to take a hit. To the last minute details. News on Saliba. Arteta said Saliba will be back Game Week 17, maybe Game Week 16. So he didn't actually rule him out of this Game Week. Anyone with leaks? All we've got is I was sent Liverpool team news, and the two changes were Kirkes and Vertson for Isak and Robertson. So no Salah, no Isak. Maybe I should put that in the video title, the stream title, in case anyone was looking at Salah. Oh yeah, Belman says it was on X. You sent a disaster last week. Yeah, I knew I remembered it. That was your name. Ray Thomas says start Dubravka or Henderson. So Dubravka, Fulham home, Henderson, Man City home. I would start Dubravka. I think they both concede, I'll be honest, but I would say Dubravka. Clean sheet odds, I've got Burnley on 22%, Palace on 15%. So, yeah, I'd agree with that. I'd start Burnley, but obviously the odds aren't great there. Make no mistake. Do you know if O'Reilly is starting? No, they play tomorrow, City, so we're not going to know. I've been trying to work this out myself because I'm going to buy him and I'm going to start him and just hope for the best. On the one hand, he's played a lot and he's played non-stop. But they do have the League Cup next week, midweek, so maybe that'll be when he gets his rest. I don't know. It's hard to say. And will he really play Aït-Nouri right before he's off to AFCON for one game? Maybe he will. Maybe that's a reason that Aït-Nouri comes in. It's a difficult one. Or it could be Ake, left centre-back, Vardy left back. But I think after weighing it up, I just like O'Reilly enough to spend the move this week and hope he starts, as opposed to risking having no depth if Timber doesn't play. Because if Timber doesn't play, then I've got Gw off the bench. So that's kind of where I'm at. My last move is Munoz to O'Reilly, because I don't have depth. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it this week. I would just play Mukiele otherwise. Thoughts on Eze? I mean, he's great for this week. I don't know if I'd want him longer term. I think there's other mid-priced mids that I'd rather have. I think Semenyo's better for the next 3 fixtures. I think Zobazai's great. What's Teddy barking at? Did you hear that? Never heard him barking like that. 1 second. Teddy? What? Oh dear, bro's getting robbed. Yeah, I've shown them where everything is. TV's through there, guys. Wallet is upstairs. Help yourself. No, it's all good. Miss Focal is back. Right. Where do we get to? Egdo asked a question. He said, Munoz and Virgil for Timber and Anderson. My back line will be Lacroix, Timber and Anderson. Munoz and Virgil for Timber and Anderson. I would just do Munoz to Anderson. Oh, you need to start both of them, do you? Is there not someone else you could start instead? Take what you want. I can't miss the deadline. Genuinely. I'd be oblivious. I'm in my office here with the door closed, but if Teddy wasn't barking anyway. Specifically, Vay, thank you for the gift and membership. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, so I'd rather go Hincapi, Egdo, if you needed to start both. So you go Hincapi and Anderson. Sorry, Teddy cracks me up. He's such a weirdo. Dogs are funny, man. Right. Any leaks? I'll have a look. Let's have a look. What's the early games today? Is there any chance we even get anything? So yeah, there's Liverpool. Already know that. So it's Chelsea, Everton. I don't think we're going to get anything else. City play tomorrow, so there's no way. I will keep an eye out. I don't think there'll be anything else other than that. FPL robbery. Teddy needs to tell us what's going on. It's just Miss Focal. She just got back. She's just come in. I think he thought it was someone else. All good. Right, so yeah, we'll end that poll then on if I should change the song. What should we do a poll on? What shall we do a poll on? Poll ideas. Free hit draft. I did one earlier, Steve, and this was the team that we landed on if I had the free hit active, and it would be a 3-5-2. I think there's so many good options this week though. Like I've got no Liverpool in there. We know that Ekitike starts, so you could have him in up top, and then you play a 3-4-3. But then who do you drop out of midfield? Wilson? Be a shame when he's got Burnley. A lot of options this week on a free hit. You could go Cunha, he's not in there. You could go double Arsenal attack with someone like an Eze. It's just all about the combinations, isn't it? You could go Jimenez again for that Burnley fixture. Will Isak start? No, I've been told no Isak. The only changes were Kirkes and Wirtz in for Isak and Robertson. So no Salah, no Isak. Salah is in the squad though. Who's winning the Tyne-Wear Derby, Oscar? I mean, you'd have to go with Newcastle if you were being realistic, but derbies are unpredictable, aren't they? Like anything can happen. What do you guys think? Does Miss Focal know you call her that? You know what? It's going to be Mrs. Focal soon. But I need to work out when to do this. But at the moment, Miss. Scenes when she says no. Senya Lump says, good afternoon, Oscar. Wishing you a good gaming. Love you. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys. Oh, no, she's not watching. I can hear her through there. Too early for congrats. Hasn't said yes yet, but no, she definitely will say yeah. We've sort of talked about it already. I'm talking too loud, actually. I really should. Way too loud. Season keeper, yeah. Set and forget. Will Cole Palmer play? I think it's actually 50-50 he starts, because there's been like some rumours going around about this groin injury, so I don't know. Thank you guys. Do it on stream. What? You're mad. No chance. Absolutely not on stream. Yeah, I know, I need to not be too loud. Only in it for the FPL. Honestly, like, fair play for going on a second date, because the first date was like, what do you do? And I was like, oh, I'm a YouTuber, and my channel was, it still was like doing quite well, but it was like significantly smaller as well, and I don't know, if I was out, I would have been like, oh, okay. But we went on the second date and the rest is history. Hopefully. No, I don't think Gw will start, if I had to guess. If I had to guess, I would say no. Do it now. No, not happening now, sorry. Dimitri says go for it. Thank you, Dimitri. Is it worth going Rice to Saka? Yeah, if I could do that, I think I probably would. I think I probably would. Thanks, Nadim. Any leaks? The only leak I've been told, no Salah, no Isak. Salah is in the squad. So yeah, like Ekatike, Zobosai will start. The changes were Kirkes and Verts in for Isak and Robertson. I love you. Love you too. Thank you very much. Should I triple captain Saka? I think he's probably the second best option we've got left. Maybe third. Probably joint second. Bruno Gameweek 19 is nice. He's got Wolves home. I mean, Bruno's just got an 18 pointer Wolves away, and he's got them in home in 19. So I think Bruno 19 is really nice. But it's a bit last chance saloon, isn't it? I mean, Bruno never misses a game in fairness, but I'd be inclined to go Haaland in 17 if I still had it. I wish I still had it. Mate, that Haaland triple captain 2 points against Leeds. Absolute killer. Abu Dakar says, nice permanent transfer. Thanks very much. Set and forget loading. Mark says, who to buy of 1.7 million, 5 free transfers. Raya, Dubravka, Timber, Lacroix, Cucurella, Virgil, Esteve, Semenyo, Bruno, Enzo, Anderson, and Di Haaland, Thiago Foster. Okay, 5 transfers as well. So you haven't got Saka. You got 1.7 mil. So what's Saka now? He's 10.2. Let's do some quick maths. So you need another 1.7 million to go Enzo to Saka. Where do we free that up? You've got an die as well. I think I'd do Foster to Gw. Something like Ndiaye to Wilson, maybe. Ndiaye to Wilson. Enzo to Saka. Why does the music stop? Oh. Foster to Gw. Ndiaye to Saka. Enzo to Wilson. And that's Forrest Anderson, so you go Lacroix to Anderson. Can you afford that, Mark? That's just off the top of my head, but that sounds about right. Lacroix to Fulham's Anderson. Enzo to Saka. And Ndiaye to Wilson. And then if you need to do Foster to a Gw as well, do that on top to fund it. Turn the music down a bit. Is your Spotify Wrapped category elevator music? So it used to be, but I found out you can right click and there's an option exclude from your taste profile. So now it's not. Which I'm glad I discovered, because it used to think my music taste was this generic stream music. And this is like, I don't like sit and listen to this kind of music normally, but I have to listen to copyright free music in your streams. What was I saying? Yeah, see if you can afford that, Mark. D. Doyd says, should I bench boost with Dubravka, Elliot Anderson, Van der Ven and Mukiele? I don't know when else to use it. Is it worth spending transfers to improve that? Van der Ven, so... I'm trying to remember who he's got. He's got Forest away. I'd be inclined to use it if I were you. If you don't have the other Anderson, I would sell Van der Ven for him and bench boost that. I think I'd get out of the way if I were you. It's honestly, it's an overrated chip. Like, you've got 4 players that will play, and I would get out of the way this week. And if you don't have Anderson, then that's something to consider for Burnley away. What about Van den Berg? Yeah, Van den Berg is the other one you could look at. Van der Ven to Van den Berg. That's quite nice. Unless you don't need Van den Berg for Gameweek 17. But he does have Wolves away then. 0.1 million short. Oh, you're joking. What else could you do? I mean, you could just go Dewsbury Hall instead of Wilson, basically. I'd probably just do that. I don't think it's worth any sacrifices elsewhere. Yeah, I would do that. You don't have to start Dewsbury Hall this week anyway. Yeah, go for that, Mark. Dewsbury Hall. Mikey says, I decided against using the bench boost last week. Bench 28 points. This is the thing. It's such a random chip. Like, there's going to be random weeks where you bench loads of points and you wish you'd used it then. And then there's weeks where you try and plan for it and it goes wrong. It's just such a random chip. So, when you've got an opportunity like Dedoids, I would just get it out of the way. Lewis Skelly on a free hit, yeah, definitely wouldn't buy otherwise. Calafiori is going to be back Gameweek 17, but yeah, on a free hit, no problem. He'll definitely start. This is the best week to free hit. Depends how much you can improve your team on it. It's completely team dependent, the free hit chip. There's no like one prescribed best week. In the first half of the season anyway. In the first half of the season, it's all up in the air. Like, second half of the season, I think the chip strategies might look a bit more similar because it's probably going to be in a double or a blank game week that people free hit. And likewise, triple captain, maybe bench boost. But in the first half of the season, it's completely wide open, which I think is great. I think it's great they've added the double chips. I know some people don't like it. Some people would rather no chips. Where do you sit with that? Do you think that was a good addition, the double chips? Like, it has created the situation where there's weeks we just don't know when to use the chips because there's no best week, but I think it's opened strategy up a lot. And I've had some disasters, like I triple captained Haaland for 2 points and I still think it was great. Not that week so much, but overall. Yeah, free hit went pretty well actually. Poll? Alright, yeah, we'll do a poll on that. We can do one on like other stuff like AFCON transfers as well. That could be interesting. Although the thing is, it's like originally it was intended as AFCON transfers and really it's just ended up as everyone's just making luxury move transfers. But it's hard to gauge because my transfers definitely would have been different leading up to this week if I didn't have those 5 come in. So it's hard to kind of gauge where actually I would have been with my team. Because I ended up making such stupid moves because I didn't know what else to do. Like, what was it? I bought Van den Berg and then Truffert, wasn't it? Like this week here, I didn't know what to do. So I ended up just buying Van den Berg because everyone else had a great fixture. And then the next week, it's like the same again. Everyone had a great fixture, so I had nowhere to spend it. I mean, like Enzo had Leeds, so I just felt like I can't sell him, even though he's been disappointing. I couldn't sell Semenyo. He had Everton home, but he did blank. So I ended up buying Truffert. So my transfers were a bit weird because of the 5 transfers coming. TVR TKO says Voltemada and Marino for Bruno Fernandes and Gu for a -4. He's already made 4 transfers. I don't think I'd do that for a hit, no. Not for a -4. Maybe for free next week, but not for a hit, no. Yeah, I don't think I'd do that. And Voltemada's got Sunderland. Marino, yeah, we'll have to see if he starts or not, but I don't think I'd do it for a -4. Is Thiago captain good? I think I'd rank him 4th best this week. My rankings would be Saka, Haaland, Bruno, and then Thiago, I would say. Bam Bam says, Oscar, I'm on a wild card. Any tips, please? Thanks. On a wild card, well, I definitely would be triple Arsenal. I'd have Haaland, I'd have Foden. I'm not going to lie, it wouldn't be that different to my team this week, I don't think. What would I change? I'd have Dewsbury Hall. 5 mil for that last spot. O'Reilly. It'd be something like that. With 0.7 million left over if I was wildcarding. I think that would be the draft. Do you agree with that? Anyone I'm missing? Honestly, I think I'd keep Semenyo. Man United away, Burnley home, and then you sell to Szoboszlai if he's not suspended. Dewsbury Hall's great soon. Next two suck, but then look at that run from Game Week 18. Burnley, Forest, Brentford, Wolves, Villa, Leeds, Brighton, Fulham, Bournemouth. It's just such a great long-term run of games, and he's 5.1 million. And he's in the top 10 scoring mids. Like, he's actually having a great season. 4 goals, 3 assists. Talk about Timber. There's not much to say, really. Like, he was originally in the travelling squad, and he did travel midweek for Champions League, and then he wasn't in the matchday squad, and Arteta said he's a matter of days away from returning. So I think if he's not back this game, it'll be Game Week 17, and I just hope it's this week. But yeah, could go either way. Just Arteta's impossible to get a read on. He'll never tell you straight. He'll never give you an honest answer. Bam Bam says, Oscar, I'm on a one. Oh, sorry, I just did your one. It was Derek who said, start Dewsbury Hall or Calvert-Lewin. Dubravka, Timber, Anderson, Chow, Rice. So Dewsbury Hall or Calvert-Lewin. I'd start Calvert-Lewin. The rest of your team looks good. Yeah, bench makes sense. Looks good, Derek. Yeah, I think Calvert-Lewin against Brentford's a little bit likely to get you something than Dewsbury Hall away at Chelsea, but neither. I mean, they could both blank. Jack says, any suggestions? 5 free transfers, 0.2 mil. Donnarumma, Lacroix, Anderson, Virgil, Saka, and Bumo, Enzo, Foden, Thiago, Haaland. Okay. So the bench is quite light, so you'd have to use... You could do Enzo to Szoboszlai. Yeah. Tricky one, this. Bumo, I've been tempted to get rid of Bumo. It's just we don't know if he's going to play. Because basically, the teams have to release their players on Monday. But Man United are in this unfortunate position where they play on Monday. So it's like, do the international teams let them play on Monday and then Man United release them? It's going to also vary by country. So it's really difficult to answer this. I'd be tempted to do something like Mbumo to Semenyo, Enzo to Szoboszlai, Lacroix to O'Reilly. I think that might be the one, Jack. So Semenyo, Szoboszlai and O'Reilly in. Dave Jones says he used all 5 transfers. Do you hate it, Yas? Munoz, Senesi and Dai, Enzo, Mateta to Hincapi, Anderson, Palmer, Thiago. He's bought Palmer. If Palmer starts, he's great. I'm personally not looking at him until like Game Week 24. We were talking about them at the start of the stream actually, because Game Week 24, they've got West Ham home, Wolves away, Leeds home, Burnley home. So that's in like 6 weeks' time. So you could go earlier in 22 actually, so mid-January. So that's in like 5 weeks. I'm personally waiting to see how Palmer looks. But the moves are all in all great. If Palmer starts, great. I hope he does for you, because that'd be a nice set of moves if he plays. I wouldn't have done that myself, but the rest of the moves I would have done. I am 3. Thanks for the 13 months. He says, "What's up with Haaland? He's blanked 3 times in the last 4." I mean, he's only human. He's not a robot after all. Like, all strikers blank. He's still the top scoring player in the game over the whole season, so I wouldn't read into it. I do think this is a week to go against him for captaincy, though. I think Saka and Bruno are both opportunities to go against him. eSim says, "What order should I use my chips since I haven't used any chips yet?" Probably, it's hard to say about knowing your team, but wildcard this week, bench boost straight after. So set the bench boost up on the wildcard this week. No, wildcard now. Triple captain Haaland in 17, bench boost in 18, free hit 19. So you're gonna have to use 4 chips in 4 weeks. Can you show the thresholds for the ranks? Yeah. That's from live FPL. I can probably just go down there and find it. See if this works. Sort of. If I go like this. Oh, where's it gone? Does that work? Those are the ranked tiers and how many points you need for each one. So I'm 114 points behind rank 1 already, so that's not great. Probably going to have to rule myself out of winning FPL for another year. I'm 15 behind 10k. I mean, if Saka captain comes off, who knows? But if Haaland does what happened last time I went against him, then I might be looking behind me at the minus 11 to 50k. But yeah, that's the ranked tiers there from live FPL. Right, I need to make my transfer because there's 15 minutes till deadline. So I'm going to do that now real quick. Let me just do a final check for leaks and stuff. I don't think there'll be anything else today. The Liverpool leaks, in case anyone missed it, basically the Liverpool changes are Kirkins and Wirtz in for Isak and Robertson. So no Salah or Isak. Salah is in the squad, but yeah, not starting. Is this going to be Salah's last ever game for Liverpool though? That's the question. We'll see. Whoa, what have I done there? Gee, don't want to do that. I almost just took a -4. That would have been bad. Alright, O'Reilly. Munoz to O'Reilly. Make transfers. Done. And then we want to start O'Reilly, and then that is the team. Alright, I'll just post the team. So Gameweek 16. Oh, I need to remember all my moves now. So Mateta to Gw. It was Enzo to Foden. Truffer to Timber. And then it was Munoz to O'Reilly. 4 transfers. I think that might be the most I've ever made in 1 week. There we go. Saka captain, yep. Haaland vice, boom. Done. Post that. Right, back over to chat. Let's see what's going on. Wing asks, Mbumo and Timber to Saka and Capie, or Enzo to Rice, or Enzo to Mbumo, Rice to Cunha. Enzo and Mbumo to Rice and Cunha, 4 transfers. Currently Bruno captain, willing to do Zobo over Rice. Any advice? I don't think I'd sell Timber if I had him. I think if you got Timber, probably just stick with him. Unless it's like, unless you can sell him and unlock something massive elsewhere. Oh, it does. So you can buy Saka and Hincapié. Okay. Yeah, I think you've got it right, the first combination. And you stay on Arsenal defence. Yeah, go for it. Go for it, wing. And Mbeumo and Timber, Saka and Capio. Yeah, captaincy's close. I think Saka edges it for me, just based on what I saw from Wolves last gaming. They were unbelievably poor. They conceded by far the most shots, most big chances, the most XG. And they were playing home as well that game. They're playing away against Arsenal, and Arsenal rotated heavily midweek, including Saka. So, do you like the double chips change? 69% yes, 31% no. We'll put a final captain poll up as well. Who's your captain? Rakagumi, thanks for 38 months. Play Waltemada or Dewsbury Hall. Play Waltemada. Definitely play the striker. Against Sunderland as well. Yeah, Waltemada's the one. Koa says, best defenders and goalkeeper on a free hit. We had, I think it was Raya on the free hit, but I think you could easily change that around. We had Raya, and then we had White, Collins, Anderson, Virgil, Cucurella. So I'd probably have Anderson, White, and Virgil starting on a free hit. Virgil, I think, is up to for debate. You could go Collins. I think the clean sheet odds are all very similar. But that's who we picked. I think there's others I've missed as well, like Lewis Skelly. There's so many options on a free hit this week. Sunderland is not an easy fixture, Oscar. True. A few Thiago captainers. Rice. Thiago. Don't know if Rice is playing or not, unfortunately. I wish I did. That was the free hit draft anyway. In case you missed it, we're giving away free premium for the FPL Focal app this month. There's a link in the description for that if you want to claim it. You get a completely free month. You can cancel it straight away or at the end of the month and you still get all the premium features. So if you want to check that out, links in the description, fpl.page/redeem/free. Get involved, it's worth it. Trusted by 400,000 FPL managers that use the app. Ekitike captain, interesting. Mukiele own goal. Oh no, Mukiele or Richards first on bench. I'd bench Richards. Start Mukiele out of those. Thiago captain, yeah, fair enough. Thiago cap, quite a few Thiago. Foden cap. Do you think Mbeumo will play? Basically, Amrim said in his press conference, we still don't know if we're going to have our AFCON players, and it depends by country, because it's up to each country to kind of say. And, you know, they might say, no, we want Mbeumo first thing on Monday. He needs to fly out that morning, in which case he doesn't play. So there is that slight risk. But if I was to guess, let's be honest, Premier League clubs generally get their own way, don't they? And I would probably bet on Man United getting what they want with that one. It's not their fault they've been scheduled the Monday game either. So my best guess is that Ahmad and Mbeumo, Mazraoui play. But we'll see. Abdullah says Dango or Rogers on a free hit. I'd say Dango on a free hit over Rogers. He was in the free hit draft I made just now, Dango. Pure COD Gamer says start one out of Alderete, Van Heck and Gueye. I think it'd have to be Alderete. None of them have got good clean sheet odds, but Alderete the best. And he's not bad for Defcons. I would say Alderete out of those. Cunha or Ekitike, really close to that. I think Cunha if I was picking one, but Ekitike is nice because we've got the leak that he starts. So if anyone's joining late, just to recap the 4 transfers I've made, it was Mateta to Gw, Enzo to Foden, Trafford to Timber, and then Munoz to O'Reilly. 4 transfers used, so I don't have 2 left now. I've actually got 1 left. So I'll have that updated by the next stream. Why do you still have Semenyo? Well, I had a choice between selling Enzo and Semenyo, and I actually think holding Semenyo makes sense. He's got Man United away. De Ligt is out. Maguire's out. I don't think that's a bad fixture necessarily. And then he's got Burnley home. So those next 2 I actually don't mind. And then I'll consider selling him for Zoboslai, because from Gameweek 18, Zoboslai's got Wolves home and then Leeds home. So that's kind of where I'm at with Semenyo. So I'm actually not in a hurry. And for those that are asking what Tom has done, it was Enzo to Zoboslai, and then he was going to do, I think it was Lacroix to O'Reilly. So he was going to spend 2 transfers, basically. So that's what we've done. Tom's still got his triple captain as well, so he's using that Gameweek 17 on Haaland. So yeah, he'll be back on Friday as always with his team selection, and I'll be back tomorrow with transfer plans. Monday, players to buy video. Wednesday, team selection. Thursday, experts. So if you're not subscribed, hit below. It's free. You can always change your mind and unsubscribe, but I make daily FPL videos to help you do well this season, so do get involved if you're not a channel subscriber. About 30% aren't, which is actually, I think that's quite good for YouTube. Like 70% of people that watch are already subscribed. That sounds like, to me, pretty good, but maybe it's not. Anyway, you know who you are. You're the 30%, aren't you? I'm looking at you, 30%. Who's your favourite Teletubby? It's got to be Poe. Flandy says, like the stream, fellas. Palmer starts. Don't think we've got anything on Chelsea, and I don't know if we'll get anything. They're not one of those teams we get leaks for. Yeah, nothing. I'll check over here as well. Yeah, there was that. Palmer's ongoing groin injury. Hopefully it makes no sense. Hopefully it's not something to manage all season, but it's day by day. Some days he's better. Some days he's worse. He lacks the match fitness need to play every 3 days. So, yeah. $3,200 watching. Thank you all for being there. I do appreciate you tuning in. Let's get through the last questions. Lucas says, best free hit game week. I think this is a good game week for it, but it just depends on your team. Like, if you want some inspiration, that was the free hit draft that we put together earlier. I like that a lot. If your team's in bad shape this week, you could free hit. You come back with 5 transfers. Love that plant. Keep it up. I love my house plants. I've got plants everywhere, you know. Miss Focal, not so much, but I won that one, and we've got plants everywhere. Change your captain. You know Saka won't see out 90 minutes. That's true. He might get like 70, 75. But it's close. I think he's the best this week. And the thing is, I went against Haaland with Bruno before, and Haaland burnt me, but I've got to stick to my principles. I can't just bottle it now. So I think when my gut's telling me Saka's better than Haaland by enough to go against Haaland, I've got to stick with it. Joshua says, does Timber start? We don't know, annoyingly, Joshua. He's not been seen in training pics. And he did travel midweek in the Champions League with the squad. He flew away with them. Then he wasn't named in the matchday squad. And Arteta said it's a matter of days. So we don't know. Long story short. I wish I had the answer to that because I've got it myself. I'm just hoping for the best, like everyone else. This is Dave says, what's Tom's team this game week? Did he confirm Zoboslai in? Yeah, so he did Enzo to Zoboslai. And then he was going to sell Lacroix to O'Reilly. Sorry, C-Mac. Sorry, mate. Hi, mate. He says, good to see you in good health again. Should I start Minte or Chow? Ooh, Minte or Chow? Oh, such a close one, that. Probably Minte. Really close. Probably Minte. I feel like that could honestly go either way, my gut feeling on that. Minte. Yeah, that's very close. I've just had a look at the projections as well. They're literally dead even. So you're kind of backing Minte for an attack and return, or Chow for the clean sheet, maybe Defcon. Super close. 2 minutes to go. Yeah, no leaks other than the Liverpool news. As I said, the two changes will be Kirkes and Wirtz in. Kirkes and Wirtz in for Isak and Robertson. So yeah, no Salah again. No Isak. Salah is in the squad. Oscar, you look like Palmer. I've been told before. I don't see it. What? Good luck to the triple captainers. I know there's quite a few of you lurking here. I hope you smash it on the triple captain, Saka, or whoever using it on Bruno, Haaland. I mean, if you got it, if you're going to use it this week on Haaland, you may as well use it next week on Haaland for West Ham home. Start Elliot and Mukiele on Minte. Finally says best of luck this weekend. Up the FPL. Zach Gould says good luck all. Good luck Noah as well. Hard Thiago captain. You know what? I've got Thiago as well, so I really hope he does smash it for you. I won't mind at all if he smashes it and he's not my captain, because he wasn't in my thinking, honestly. But he's definitely one of those that could do well in a fixture like Leeds home. So good luck anyway, whoever you are captaining this week, guys. I won't be sticking around after this stream because I'm going out for a Christmas meal, so I'm going to have to basically follow the games on my phone today. So I'll be keeping an eye on notifications. So yeah, my moves were Mateta to Gw. I did Enzo to Foden. I did Trafford to Timber, and I did Munoz to O'Reilly. Final reminder before you all disappear: 3 months of premium for the FPL Focal app. Treat yourself for Christmas. It's actually free, so there's nothing to treat yourself on. But if you want to keep it going, it's like 77p per week after that. You can cancel straight away if you want. You still get a completely free month. So you get all the free features, all the premium features for the Focal app, like dashboard customization, extra tools, change the theme, change the layout. Link below in the description for that. fpl.page/redeem/free. So I'm going to shoot off. Good luck, everyone. I hope you absolutely smash it this game week. I won't be sticking around today. That's it from me. Focal out.
It's Mo Salah.